All right, so over the course of the weekend, we heard from Malik Scott, the trainer of Deontay Wilder, that he is on the comeback trail, that he is planning to come back in spite of having back-to-back losses, and to be a bit more. I don't know what the word is. Be a bit more harsh. 4 of his last 5 fights, he's lost. So he's not. I mean, to say he's on a bad run of form is an understatement. He's won one fight since 2019. That was in 22. And that was a first round knockout against Robert Lenius. Hardly a top credible contender at all. Even in his prime, he wasn't that good. That was a way past his best to Lenius. So Wilder's run of form is not particularly good. Now, he's come out himself, Deontay Wilder, with TMZ Sports, and he's confirmed that he is in the process of coming back. He's mentioned the likes of Francis Ngannou. And to be honest with you, the Francis Ngannou fight, it's a fight that I didn't actually think about when I was reading some of the things Malik Scott was saying, more so because he didn't mention that name. But that's probably one of the few fights that I think Wilder could take that I would probably comfortably pick him in. I wouldn't pick him as comfy as I did Tyson Fury, although I thought that would be a much easier fight than it was, nor would I pick him the same way as I was confident Anthony Joshua would. And the reason why I say that is because I just don't know where Wilder's at mentally. And you could argue you don't really know where he's at physically. He's been injury ridden throughout the course of his career. And why I'm mentioning injuries? Because injuries are about to pop back up for Deontay Wilder. Injuries and excuses. Excuses. Something that Deontay Wilder has made a habit of making when it comes to losses. Now, I don't recall him making many excuses about the Fury trilogy fight. I could be wrong about that one. I don't recall him making many about that. But you will remember, of course, when he lost to Tyson Fury back in 2020. Oh boy, the excuses. I've never seen anything like it. I know Tyson Fury came out with a load of BS about, Usyk getting the sympathy vote. That's why he won the fight and this, that and the other. And it's weird because one minute he'll say it when he's being interviewed, then when Usyk is there, it was a fair fight. So he's always chopping and changing. But Deontay Wilder is a different kettle of fish altogether. This guy came out with some crazy things. In the ring after he'd lost, after he'd been stopped, he was saying that he was coming in with some injuries. Then he wore this big imposing suit, it looked incredible really. Apparently that was too heavy, so it meant his legs were gone. Then it was that the referee was in on it, Kenny Bayless. Then it was Mark Breland, who was the double agent, who had been part of Team Wilder for the best part of a decade more. But all of a sudden he had this elaborate plan concocted with Team Fury that this is the moment where he turns on them. It's all part of a great thing. Then it was that there was egg weights in Fury's glove. And then they were saying that Fury's gloves, you could tell that his gloves weren't right because look how badly deformed they were. And the really funny thing is that his fanboys, I think his brother as well, were using footage of Fury from the first Wilder fight. The first Wilder fight in which he never even came close to even hurting Deontay Wilder, but somehow those gloves were proof that they were defective. And then when it was pointed out, it was kind of like, well, what do you do now? They were defective in the first fight. What, even though he never hurt Deontay Wilder? And then they were saying it was an egg weight. And in spite of the fact that if he believed that Mark Breland was the double agent, then why in God's name was he keeping JDs in his team when he was the one who oversaw the hand wrapping? Hell of a thing to miss. And I think that's just a few of them. There were so many of them. Deontay Wilder's the only man who's ever had an autopsy, according to his little brother, and lived to tell the tale. Because it normally happens when you're dead. So yeah, the excuses for that Fury for the second fight, it was actually quite remarkable really. And Deontay saying things like, I have proof and this, that and the other. Do you remember that video he made? It was actually around about this time in 2020. I think he was in a lift with background music going and he was talking about having proof and this, that and the other. It was funny. It made me laugh, but I just could never believe a fighter could be that deluded and make up all these reasons as to why he lost. I could just never really envision it. To me, it was just madness. I thought he can't do that again, surely. And he's lost back-to-back fights now, and surely we haven't heard any excuses. So, of course, that's not going to happen. Now, Deontay Wilder has come out with another excuse, and this is actually explaining as to why he lost both the Joseph Parker and the Zhang fight. Now, strap yourselves in. Deontay Wilder has said that he had a broken arm during the Joseph Parker and Zhang. It's hard to read this and not laugh. I'm going to start again. Deontay Wilder has said that he had a broken arm during his fight versus Joseph Parker and Zhang, but didn't realize it. Of course. I mean, I'm sure there are some Olympic runners who are paralyzed, but they didn't realize it when they were running the 50, 100 meter sprint. Not buying it, no? Alright, worth a try. Says, I broke my arm way back in November sometime. Yeah, a broken arm is a broken arm. You would really know if you broke it. You know, you would really know. But alright, I didn't know. I had 2 tears in my shoulder. I could feel the pain, but I thought it was just an old injury. But I got an MRI recently and everything was effed up. I didn't know because I've got a high pain tolerance. Right. So, that's the excuse. Make of that what you will. Do you know? Make of it what you will. I don't doubt he probably does have a high pain tolerance. I mean, in Deontay Wilder, to give credit where credit is due, he's always been willing to go out on a shield. I'm sure, especially in that Fury rematch, I'm sure he was hurting like hell in the Fury trilogy fight likewise. But, you know, even I wasn't expecting this. You know, he's been talking about finding the fire. It almost seemed to me as though after the Joseph Parker fight, he kind of acknowledged the fact that, yeah, I'm not really the same in terms of I don't have the same hunger. I need to try and find that, because he was giving interviews to people in the run-up to the Zhang fight, kind of February, March time, where he was talking about, you know, I need to find this fire, I need to find the old hunger, the old Deontay Wilder, the old bronze bomber. It seemed to me he was being a bit more level-headed with everything. But yeah, so that would explain as to why he lost on points to Joseph Parker and why he was stopped by Zhang. Apparently broke his arm back in September, but just never realised it till now. Let me know your thoughts. Deontay Wilder, that's the reason he's given. Do you buy it? Do you think that, a bit like myself, the hunger is just gone and I don't know, I don't think there's any way you get that back. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed it, people. Smash the like button. What would you recommend? I might even do a separate video on fights I might recommend for Deontay Wilder that I think he could conceivably win if he was to come back. I might do that in a separate video, but let me know your thoughts. Smash that like button, jab it, do whatever you gotta do, but hit that like button, hit subscribe as well if you haven't already. Until next time, peace.